Good morning, my friends. It's me again. Hey, guess what? We woke up and we have another day. God is blessing us with another day. Today is January 14th. I believe the day of the week is Tuesday. I get lost in the days anymore. It goes by quick. Anyhow, on this video, we're still talking about my smoking addiction and how it affected me and how it almost killed me many times. You've heard how I started smoking. I didn't know enlighten on the very beginning. My friend Jimmy, I don't blame him at all. I blame myself. But we would go out different places. At the time, we were able to drink. At 18, we would go to the bars, and he'd say, "Hey, Bruce, you want a cigarette?" And I said, "Sure, I'd take one." But that'd be once in a great while, like once every couple of weeks or so. But that's what just kind of started it, because the more I had it, and like I said in the earlier part, I got a buzz off it. I got that high. And we all know we like to have that buzz and high, but is it good for us? No. So that's what really started me, was that. But I don't blame my friend at all. I blame myself. Other things I've had, illnesses, is something called polycythemia, if I can pronounce that correctly. What that is too much red blood cells, not enough white cells. The white cells is what carries the oxygen. So with the way I was smoking, this goes back to the early 90s. The way I was smoking, I was just putting smoke into that blood, and I was deleting the oxygen in my blood. I felt sick. There were times I actually felt, it's hard to describe, but I was in a behavior ward, into the mental hospital at one time. And to tell you the truth, I could not sit down because I just felt my nerves, not anxiety nerves, but my nerves, I just felt like I was being electrocuted every second of the time, and I could not sit down and eat lunch. I remember this vaguely, or not vaguely, I remember this really. I had to stand up. The only way I felt better was I had to lay down completely. What would happen is I was in the mental hospital, down in Florida from 1990 to 2000, 2-3 times out of the year. Okay, here's what goes on when you're in there. Well, not anymore. There's no smoking, I know. But you would be given 4 smoke breaks. 1 in the morning after breakfast, 1 after lunch, 1 after dinner, and 1 before sleep, around 8, 9 o'clock. You were only allowed 2 cigarettes each break. So, what that means was I was not really smoking as heavy as I was when I went in. When I went in, I must have been smoking at least 3 to 4 packs a day, maybe 2 to 4 packs a day. And I was actually having nicotine poisoning. I'll touch bases on that in a little bit more, how it was a proven fact. But when I was in the hospital, as you can understand, I would be weaned off the cigarettes to a real low amount over the 2 weeks, and I would feel good, but I started feeling better. But then what happened to me? I went back out in society, and then I picked up the cigarettes again, and then I ended up to 2 to 4 packs a day. Well, this was a vicious cycle. So some of my illness was due to smoking. Yes, I do say I had depression because of my illness. I was getting so depressed. I did not know what was wrong with me. I could not put the two together, saying it was smoking. Although doctors told me to quit, that I should quit, but you go to the doctor, they're going to tell you to quit. They're going to tell you to quit drinking. So I just didn't take heed to it. But I'm just checking the time. So I would come out of the hospital and I'd start smoking again. And this, like I say, was like a vicious cycle. I would come out of the hospital feeling fair, not good. And then I get back into the smoking scene. Polycythemia, like I mentioned. It's a blood disease. You have too much red blood cells, not enough white. The white cells is what carries the oxygen through our system. I was seeing a medical doctor at the time, and because after a while my insurance wouldn't pay for it, I had to pay the copay. I could not afford the copay any longer, so I had to stop seeing him. But in the meantime, when I was seeing him, I was having my blood tested once a week for this polycythemia, see where my red blood cells stood and white blood cells. And I'd have a blood test once a week, And usually I can almost say once a week or every other week I'd have to have blood taken me, just like you go to give blood. Well, I gave blood, but they couldn't use it because my blood was bad. It did not have the oxygen in it to use. So I had to have a pint of blood or so, 2 pints. I forget. I don't know. I forget the amount, but I had to have some blood taken out of me at least every week, 2 weeks at the most. I couldn't go any longer than 2 weeks without having blood taken out. I don't know too much what that does. I guess it gives you a chance to build up more cells, more white blood cells than the red, and offset it. And then in a couple, see, I smoked. So yes, I would have blood taken out of me, and then I would go back into my smoking habit, and that's why when I had my blood test every week or two, it showed up I needed to have another pint of blood taken out of me or so. Um, so this was an ongoing illness, which led to mental illness, depression, because I was very sick, physically, and like I said, I thought I was having heart attack, anxiety, or strokes from this. Later on in other videos on my mental health videos, I'll talk to you about more about my depression and my bipolar. Mainly this video is about my smoking. So I already told you how I almost died on the operating table, which is true. It's documented in 1998. And it was due to the smoking. It was due to the smoking. Let me tell you something. We have two addictions going on. We have one is psychological and one is physical. The physical addiction we know is from the nicotine. The nicotine is poison. The nicotine is addictive. Very, very addictive. I would say it's just as addictive as we have that crack or coke or cocaine, heroin, or whatever. It's just as addicting as that. I'm an alcoholic, so I'd be careful if I'm drinking, but I got rid of that pretty quick. And I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, and I was actually prayed and laid my hands on, or not mine, but somebody laid their hands on me for me to be free from alcohol. Well, it worked. So prayer does work. Faith and believe. If you are smoking right now and you are sick and you're listening to this and you really want to quit, I'm just checking my time, you really want to quit, have faith. I believe with this, have faith, and in the scripture it says faith of a mustard seed. If you have enough faith, the size of a mustard seed, which is very, very tiny, and it says, command your mountain to be moved, your mountain shall be moved. What this means, my friend, is if you want to be a non-smoker and you have that tiniest little bit of faith that you can do it and you're going to be a non-smoker, continue with that. Pray to whatever God you have. Whether, I don't care if you're Jewish, I don't care if you're Jehovah's Witness, Muslim, whatever. We all have our God, and He is the higher power, and He's the one that's going to do the work in you. No matter what religion, faith you are, pray hard. Increase that size of the faith that you have. Increase that to more than a mustard seed, and you're going to find it's not going to happen overnight, but you're going to find you're going to be fine, and you are going to win the battle, because that's how I won the battle. Yeah, we're getting up there pretty soon. I'm going to pick up on the next video, part 3. I'm going to continue talking about faith and believe on how you can and will be a non-smoker. Trust me. Believe, faith, God. All 4 things work hand in hand. Okay, guys? Catch you on the next video.